So when you come from that place, you are not, I didn't make any excuses for myself. I just kind of said what happened, okay, and how the impact on them. So here are the 4-step process, okay. Step number 1 in cleaning a relationship is you want to take responsibility for one thing in that relationship. Take what? Responsibility for one thing. What does that mean? When I say you're responsible, that doesn't mean that it's your fault or it's your mistake. What I mean by being responsible is you're claiming your power back and you're taking responsibility for one thing that you could have done different. And if you can't find one thing that you could have done different, I invite you to look again. You can always find one thing that you could have done different. Why? Why that's important to take responsibility for one thing? Why that's important? Exactly, Paul. This is called, so it gives the other person an opportunity to respond and to reciprocate. There's a law in communication. It's called the law of reciprocation. What's the word? Reciprocation, right? So if you send a Christmas card to a friend or someone, you kind of expect that next year they will send you a Christmas card back. Or if you invite them to a birthday party, they expect to invite you to theirs, right? On the other hand, when there's conflict, if you come and apologize to someone, hey, you know what, yesterday I shouldn't have said what I've said. The law of reciprocation will kick in and they would apologize for their part, okay? I was at the airport the other day in Phoenix, in Sky Harbor, and they were just, it's a mess, like people just waiting. My flight was delayed, so everybody's just in a mess in the terminal, and we're waiting at the gate, and there's no place to sit. There's one place though. I saw that there's a woman sitting there, and right next to her, there was nothing but her purse and her bag, okay? So I wanted to do two things. I want to sit, okay, I'm tired, and second, I want to charge my phone, okay? Right there, there's a plug for the phone. So I come over here, and I put my phone. I figured if I just, insert my phone in the cord, she would probably tell me, oh, would you like to sit down, okay? Well, that didn't happen. So I'm sitting there, and I'm having the phone, I'm kind of like leaning in just to make sure that I'm holding the phone, and she's like sitting right there, and she's like playing with her phone like as if I'm not there. So I was like, excuse me, do you mind if, I can sit on this chair? She's like, well, I have my stuff here. That's what she says. I was like, I noticed that. And I may be asking if maybe you can put your stuff on the floor where I can sit down and charge my phone. He's like, well, I don't want to put my stuff on the floor. That's not working. Okay, got it. You know what? I said, I feel like this is just a lack of common courtesy. If you would let me stand here and while you're having your stuff there, I just feel uncomfortable to do that to others. I'm just surprised like you're actually okay with it. Would you please let me sit down and just charge my phone? It's like, no. Okay. It's like, okay, I got it. Thank you very much. So I took that thing out and I just walked away. And I'm sitting right there and I'm in my head about it. And I'm making her wrong. I'm having this conversation about her, like she has no common courtesy, she hasn't been raised well by her family. I'm just like making all these stories about her, right? And there she is. She stands up, I see her, and now it's like, uh-oh, she's coming over. Uh-oh, there's trouble coming. And she's walking towards me. And now she comes over to me and she stands like that and she said, you know what? I'm so sorry, okay? Why don't you come over and you sit? I was like, what's the catch? All right. So I go, you know what? That's okay. No worries. I'm just gonna stand up. It's like, no, really. I really want you to come and sit over there. And I'm sorry. It was like, okay, if you insist. So I go there and I sit down. And when I sat down, I was like, you know what? I apologize. I shouldn't have, did this, and that was rude of me. So now I automatically start apologizing myself. And I said, you know what? I apologize myself for putting you on the spot like that. He's like, no, you don't need to apologize. Now we're fighting who's apologetic than who. Okay? How many of you miss situations like that? Okay? That's a law of reciprocation. You apologize for someone else. No. I'm apologizing. No, I'm apologizing. And now you're fighting again. Okay? That's called the law of reciprocation. That's what we're going to be depending on. When you are cleaning a relationship, when you're completing a relationship, step number 1 is you want to take 100% responsibility for one thing in that relationship. and you're going to depend or you're going to trust the law of reciprocation is going to kick in, and they will take responsibility for something they've done. Now, don't expect it, and don't be attached to it either. Some people are clueless, and they probably wouldn't do it. But you're doing this for who? For yourself. You're doing it to free yourself, so you can you can go to sleep at night knowing that, you know what, I've done everything that I can. It's complete. Because, folks, there is no two things will exist in the same place at the same time. Okay? That's Newtonian's physics. Now quantum physics are showing something else, but never mind there. Let's stay with Newtonian's physics. There's no two things. If I have a phone over here, this phone is taking space in that gap. So I can't have, you know, this paper inside of that phone, because that phone is taking that space. So in your space, if you have that animosity towards that person, it's taking space in that. It's space from creating what? Positivity, something that you want in your life, because there's that negativity right now is taking that space. So you're doing it for yourself. You're cleaning that slate out. You're getting that negativity out so you could, and when you take that negativity out, what's available right there? Empty space. And in that empty space, what can you create? Positive space. Anything you want. Anything and everything is available for you in that space once you complete it, once you clean it up. That's what we're doing here. How many of you can see this actually valuable to do? Excellent. So now, how to do it? Step number one, you take 100% responsibility. You know what? I just want to tell you that I want to take responsibility how that last project went. I know that, you know, I may have came across as a little bit harsh because you didn't send me that email on time. I may came across a little bit harsh. That's it. You're not going to give them excuses. You're not going to say excuses. Oh, the reason why I did this is because I was on a deadline. When you give excuses, now what? You're justifying, right? You're justifying the reason why you did what you did. You don't want to give excuses. You just want to take 100% responsibility. Exactly. Very good. So you're coming from here. You're not coming from there. Okay, that's good. That's number one. Step number two, you want to state the impact. State the what? The impact. On who? No, that's the thing. Most people would say the impact on me was like, oh, this, you know, because you didn't send me that email on time, I felt rushed, and my boss was on my head wanting to have this project on time, and that's why I did what I did. You don't want to say the impact on you. People could care less how the impact on you, folks. Okay? People could care less. They want to know what's the impact on them. You want to state the impact on them. Because I came across a little bit harsh, because I yelled, or because I kind of talked to your supervisor about you, I got the impact on you that you feel that you can't trust me anymore, or I betrayed you, okay? You want to state what impact you think that have caused on that person. Does that make sense? Questions on that? All right, good. Step number three, you want to make a new promise. What's the word? Promise. Very good. You want to make a new promise. It will be something like, you know what, in the future, if I don't get, you know, that email on time, or I don't get that report on time, I'll come, first I will send you an email or reminder, okay? Or maybe I can come over and talk to you about it calmly when I'm not emotional. Okay, that's my promise. Step number four, you want to declare the intention of the relationship. You want to declare the intention of the relationship. Okay, what does that sound like? Well, something like, you know, because my intention is to have a teamwork relationship with you. Or my intention is to have a partnership with you. Whatever intention that you're planning to have. Does that make sense? What's step number one in completing a relationship? Take responsibility for one thing that you can take responsibility for. Very good. Step number two? State the impact on who? On them. Step number three? Make a new promise. Step number four? Declare the intention of the relationship. Very good. And when you make a promise, you could say, you could count on me for, or I promise to, or you could hold me accountable for. Any of those language would work. Okay? All right, good. So now I want you to think of a person that at work that you have a incomplete relationship with. And you're going to role play that with a partner that I'm going to assign to you right now. So your partner is going to be that person. For example, let's say if Paula, that person. So let's say Paula, I worked with her on that project, and I asked her to stay to send it to me, and she didn't. And then I came over and I told her it was your fault, and now she snapped back at me. So I can say, you know what, Paula, I just want to tell you, like, I take responsibility. Like in the last project, I came and I was blaming you for not having this project on time, and I got the impact on you that you felt like you degraded, or I'm trying to boss you around. And I promise in the future I would not do that. What I would do instead is I'll tell you how I feel, about not having this project to be on time, and because my intention is to create this partnership with you. Okay? I didn't justify, I didn't make any reasons for myself. I just created what's there. Clear? Okay? Good. So you're gonna give you a partner, you're gonna role play that with them, and then you're gonna switch. Okay? And then give each other feedback. Give each other feedback. If there's anything missing, it's time now to tell what's missing. Okay? What's the exercise? Yeah, think of a person that you have a relationship that's incomplete with, and with your partner, you are going to go through this 4-step process. Okay? 4-step process. All right, good. What are the 4 steps? Step number 1, take responsibility. 100% responsibility for one thing. Step number 2, say the impact on them. Step number 3, make a new promise. Step number 4, declare the intention. Okay, excellent. Very good.